It's an overcast day here in Falmouth, Massachusetts, as the YD Red Sox look to get back in the win column as they travel on the road here to Gov Fuller Field in a cool, cloudy Falmouth, Massachusetts, as they take on the Falmouth Commodores. Both teams really struggling since the two met up at Red Wilson Field back on Saturday. An 8-0 Falmouth win. YD winless in that period. An 0-2-1 record. The Commodores have lost all 3 games since that point. Welcome you fieldside here at Gov Fuller Field. TJ Matheson alongside Brandon Pelter. And Brandon, we saw yesterday another game that looked like YD really had in control and a good chance to win that game, and some mistakes down the road really cost them down in the 9th, 8th inning.
Yeah, and it's been a tough stretch for the Red Sox, and I think early in the season, it's not the end of the world to have stretches like this. YD hasn't won since Friday, going back a couple days now. We're here on Wednesday, so almost a full week, 5 days the Red Sox haven't won a game, but a tie, a couple losses in there as well. But like I was saying, not the worst thing in the world, because these guys are able to learn. And if you look across the league, only half of the teams have a winning record. So there are 5 other teams across the league that are kind of in the same boat as YD, trying to figure things out.
Yeah, and as much as they've struggled, they are still sit at 3rd place in the Eastern Division ahead of Orleans and Brewster, each a 2-4 record, both 4 points apiece. YD at 2-4-1 with 5 points. They trail Harwich, who sits at 4-3, and then 8 points. And then Chatham sits atop the Eastern Division, 4-2-1 with 9 points. Falmouth entering the evening with a 2-4 record, last place in the Eastern Conference, staring up at the Wareham Gatemen, a 5-2 record entering tonight. Starting pitcher for tonight for YD, we already saw him once this season. It's really excellent. Brent Herter back against Chatham, second game of the season on June 13th. It's absolutely spectacular. 5 innings, 4 hits, just 1 run. An effort where YD only gave up 1 run over those 9 innings. The game gets called due to daylight against Chatham, but he looked really good in that game. We're hoping to see more of the same here today.
Yeah, definitely. And I think for YD, it all starts really with the pitching. That's what we've seen with really all of these Cape League teams. When the pitchers are on, they allow their bats to wait and take their time, and when they come around, it's not really an if, but a when.
We're going to take a quick break for the national anthem. We'll be back with first pitch, lineups, and more. Commodores about to take the field here at Gov Fuller Field. They will throw. Here's the starting lineup for the Red Sox. That will face Scott Pullitz out of Yale. Leading off, the designated hitter Noah Campbell, wearing number 14 today. He will bat leadoff. Batting second, the center fielder Johnny DeLuca. Batting third, the left fielder Quinn Cotton. Batting fourth, the first baseman Andrew Dashbach. Batting fifth, the shortstop Andrew Martinez. Batting sixth, getting his first start in a YD uniform, Reese Albert. Will get the start in right field. Batting seventh, the second baseman Jimmy Govern. Batting eighth, the third baseman Nick Quintana. And rounding out the 9, the catcher. We saw him late in the game last night. Adam Kerner will round out the 9, batting ninth. On the mound, facing them for the Commodores, Scott Pullitz, a junior out of Yale. He's made 1 start so far this season. Back on June 14th versus Bourne, a 5-2 Bourne win. 4 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 strikeouts across just 1 walk. Saw YD able to get in front of Brewster yesterday before falling to the Whitecaps. Excuse me, tying the Whitecaps by a score of 4-4. Let's see if they can get out in front and keep that lead today. Jump on the Commodores early, another team that has struggled mightily. As I mentioned, neither of these teams has won since the two met up at Red Wilson Field last Saturday.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to see Reese Albert debut here for the YD Red Sox, having a lot surrounding him after hitting .268 for Florida State with a couple home runs, 7 home runs, 8 doubles. So he's got a lot of little pop in the bat there, and I'm excited to see what he brings here to the Red Sox.
Yeah, and they'll be facing a guy on the mound, a 2-year, now entering his 2nd season pitching on the Cape. Pitched in 4 games with Falmouth last season. 4 games, started 3 of them, a 2-2 record, 4.80 ERA, 15 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts across just 5 walks. Defensive alignment for the Commodores. Center fielder Will Brennan will be patrolling out in center field. Left fielder Kyle Stowers, and then the right fielder Stephen Williams. Across the infield, Cameron Cannon at third, Logan Davidson at short, Hayden Cantrell at second, and Davis Sims over at first. Behind home plate for the Commodores, handling the catching duties today will be Maverick Handley. Teams are still waiting outside the dugout, waiting to take the field. Some more announcements over the PA system here at Gov Fuller Field. As the Commodores will take the field here at Gov Fuller Field. No markings on the outfield fences, but about 315, 320 feet down the lines, about 375 feet out to center field. Big scoreboard lit up out beyond left center field as the right-hander Politz in his warm-up tosses. 24 on his back. Look to see more good stuff out of Brant Herder today. Flashed a good fastball and curveball mix when facing the Anglers back on June 13th. As mentioned, 5 innings of 1-run ball. See to get the same production out of him today. As mentioned, Reese Albert activated to the roster yesterday for YD. Trenton Denholm out of UC Irvine activated today. Teammate of Christian Koss. Not in the lineup today for YD. Might see some action later in this ball game. Umpires for today behind home plate. Rich Sarney at first base. Matt Gattoni. And then over at third, Rudy Fernbach. Our umpires for today.
Here for YD, I think one of the keys really has to be getting off to a hot start, getting going early with the bats, but while being aggressive at the plate, not being over aggressive, not trying to be hitters that you aren't. For YD, look to be attacking here. First pitch strikes, I fully expect them to be swinging.
Now here is Noah Campbell. So far this season in just 2 games, it's not recorded a hit in 4 at-bats. He'll stride to the plate, digs into the left-handed batter's box. The first pitch on the way from Politz is fouled straight back by Campbell.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about there. First pitch swing, you see something you like, especially when your team's in a rut, you try to get a hit.
Here's the wind and the next pitch on the way. That one is grounded towards the second baseman. A slide out there is Cantrell. He will throw on over to first, and a nice play by the Falmouth second baseman for out number 1.
Right there, and it certainly helps being on the right side of the infield there with just about all the time in the world. If that play's made on the left side in the hole, Campbell might be over there at first base.
And steps Johnny DeLuca. First pitch at 6:02 p.m. here in Falmouth. Temperature sitting at 73 degrees. Overcast day. The first pitch is fouled straight back by DeLuca. Count 0-1. DeLuca saw action yesterday Came in and pitch hit single back in the 8th inning and scored the go-ahead run at the time for YD. Was hit in by his teammate back at Oregon, Gabe Matthews, the next pitcher in Pollitt. So miss outside for ball 1, 1-1 now the count. DeLuca, switch hitter, batting from the left side. Here's the wind in the next pitch from Pollitt. That'll miss outside again. The count now 2 balls and a strike.
Staying off speed there with those first 2 pitches and away.
DeLuca with the wearing some glasses, as he always does. Next pitch is dribbled up the first base line. It will stay fair. Taking it and going to the bag is Davis Sims, the first baseman. Quick 2 outs for Scott Pollitt here in the first. That'll bring up Quinn Cotton, the right fielder.
That ball just hopped right over the first base bag there, TJ. Nice play over by Sims to stick with it.
Here steps Cotton. 8 games so far, played in every contest for YD so far. 345 average and 29 at-bats. A double and a triple to his name, 4 RBIs. Only walked once, but has only struck out 3 times in 29 at-bats this season. He'll dig in from the right side. Pollitt's facing his first right-hander of the day. First pitch is dribbled out towards Sims again, and it'll get past him into right field. Cotton out of the box hard. Rounds first. He'll head for second. Out there fielding it is Williams. The throw to second is not in time. Quinn Cotton sneaks one right past Davis Sims at first into right field, and some great hustle out of the box. Hits the bag hard at first and ends up at second with a hustle double.
Nearly identical to that ball that Johnny DeLuca hit. Maybe a bit to the left, more so than DeLuca's ball, but being able to stick with that one right down the first base line. Nothing that Sims can do with the speed of Cotton, a no-doubt double.
Now in steps Andrew Dashbach. So far his season, 5 games, hitting 286 clip. First pitch from Pollitt. That one is lined over the second baseman's head into right field for a base hit. Rounding third and coming home is Cotton. There will be no throw. That ball gets all the way to the wall. Stopping at second base is Andrew Dashbach. Off the bat looked like a single, but once it hit the outfield grass, it got some wheels and kept on going all the way to the wall. Back-to-back 2-out doubles for the Red Sox, and they strike first here in the first.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said before this game started, TJ, is YD's going to be aggressive here, trying to break out of a slump. And Andrew Dashbach been doing a lot of work with Scott Pickler, field manager for the Red Sox, on just staying relaxed, staying loose at the plate. And you saw it right there, able to drive that ball the other way.
Now here is Andrew Martinez. First pitch from Pollitt to him will be low for a ball. Shirt has finished up his redshirt freshman season at UC Santa Barbara. Shortstop digs in from the right side. Pollitt winds. Here's the 1-0. That one is dribbled up the third base line. Pollitt's off the mound, will field and have no play from Martinez hustling down the line. Dashbach advances to third, and with 2 outs, the Red Sox still in business. Runners on the corners.
Now batting.
And just a swinging bunt, nothing that Pollitt could do trying to field that ball. Same with Cannon, who was back over at third base. And it's kind of baseball there. Look at the draw. You can smack one hard to a fielder, or right there, the swinging bunt up the third base line, and nothing really they can do in the field.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the Falmouth defense was looking for Martinez to bunt on that one. Inning extends. Here's Reese Albert, a chance for his first hit as a Red Sox and his first RBI. Pollitt winds. Here's the first pitch. A foul straight back off the umpire behind home plate. I think I might have caught a piece of Handley as well behind there for the Commodores. The flag out down the first base line, well into foul territory, blowing out towards left field. Not too strong of a wind, though. Albert digs in from the left side. Pollitt set on the rubber. Runners on the corners for YD. Next pitch is outside for ball 1. 1-1 now the count. Albert coming off a season at Florida State. She hit .268, 7 home runs, 34 RBIs. Here's the one, the next pitch from Pollitt. An off-speed pitch will miss high and outside again, and count working in Albert's favor here. 2 balls and a strike. Pollitt's trying to work out of trouble. He'll throw on over to first, but Martinez dives back in plenty of time. Not too big of a lead over there for Martinez. After the first two batters retired for YD here in the first. 3 straight base hits with 2 outs. Here's the next pitch on the way from Pollitt's. That'll miss high and inside. Counts remains in Albert's favor. 3 balls and a strike. Out of Jupiter High School, Jupiter, Florida. Number 18 overall player in Florida. It's the wind in the next pitch on the way. Fouled up and out of play down the third baseline, well back into the trees. And the count now full on Albert. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Whitey looking to add on here. Top half of the first inning. Quickly a 1-0 lead on 3 hits. All of them coming with 2 outs. Pollitt's set. Here's the full count offering. That one is ripped to the hole at second base, but over is Cantrell. He'll field it and throw it over to first in time for out number 3, but not before 3 2-out hits and a run across for the Red Sox in the top of the first inning. They quickly take a lead, 1-0 here in the top of the first. We'll head to the bottom half of the frame. Falmouth coming to bat. You're listening to YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. The big lefty out of Georgia Tech on the mound for the Red Sox. Here's the lineup from Falmouth that will oppose him. Leading off in center field is Will Brennan. Batting second, the shortstop Logan Davidson. Batting third, the right fielder Steven Williams, just activated today for the Commodores. Batting fourth and cleanup, first baseman Davis Sims. Batting fifth, the left fielder Kyle Stowers. Batting sixth, the third baseman Cameron Cannon out of the University of Arizona. Batting sixth, the catcher Maverick Handley. And batting seventh, the designated hitter Logan Foster. And rounding out the 9, Hayden Cantrell, the second baseman. Adam Kerner behind home plate, throwing the ball down to Jimmy Govern at second to conclude the warm-up tosses. Herder, the big lefty on the mound. 6'6", 228 pounds. Already had a start this season. June 13th versus Chatham. 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. 6 strikeouts across 2 walks. Fastball and a curveball mix. Here's the wind of the first pitch from Herder. That'll miss down low away for ball 1. Had good control of the strike zone in that game. Held Chatham to just 1 run over those 5 innings. That one is chopped to the mound. Herder, a leaping grab off the mound. All 6'6" of them up in the air. Gets it and throws on over to first for out number 1.
An athletic play there from Herder, who was able to land and finish his delivery there. And because it was chopped so high, he had a moment to kind of wait and time his jump up to make the play.
Yeah, and it helps when you got that really long extension up in the air like Herder does. A quick out number 1 for the Commodores in the bottom half of the first. Here steps their shortstop into the batter's box, Logan Davidson. First pitch from Herder will miss low for a ball. 1-0 the count. Davidson out of Clemson. Switch hitter will bat from the right side. He will foul that next pitch down the third base line and out of play. The count evens up at a ball and a strike on Davidson. Just finished up his sophomore campaign at Clemson. So far in this Cape Cod League season, 5 games, a .222 average. Herder winds, and here's the 1-1. It'll miss low for a ball. 2-1 now the count. 18 at-bats, just 2 runs. 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. of Charlotte, North Carolina. Here's the wind in the 2-1. That'll miss just inside. Didn't miss by much. Kerner tried to hold it there for a second. Could not get the call. It's 3 balls and a strike on the shortstop for the Commodores. We're back on the rubber. He winds. Here's the 3-1. That'll miss high and inside for ball 4. Walk to the shortstop, Davidson. A runner now on first base with 1 out for Falmouth. And here bats Stephen Williams. Just activated today, as I mentioned, out of Auburn. Williams this season at Auburn. He steps into the batter's box from the left side. His first at-bat of the Cape League season. Herder winds. Slide step will fire home the first pitch. He'll catch the outside corner for strike 1. 0-1 the count.
And it's no secret that working ahead is a huge help. And at times this season, YD pitching staff has struggled with walks.
Herder looks over at the runner at first. Here's the 0-1. Curveball will miss down and outside for a ball. Even up the count at a ball and a strike. Williams, the left-hander, will step into the batter's box, batting third for the Commodores today. 1-0 Red Sox, bottom half of the first inning. It's the wind in, the 1-1, swing and a miss. A good fastball located down and out of the strike zone. Count now a ball and 2 strikes in favor of Herder. For this 2018 season for Auburn, a .291 batting average, 12 home runs, 51 RBIs. Herder ahead 1-2. So he'll throw over to first. Davidson, not too big of a lead over at first. He'll get back there in time. Herder out of the stretch, stares in at Kerner to get his sign. Back at the runner, Davidson now will fire home the 1-2. It's high and inside, and it hits Williams right on the shoulder. So he will jog down to first and take his free pass. You're Brant Herder. That's not got to feel very good getting ahead of the hitter and then losing him by just drilling him in the shoulder.
Well, if there's any good part about being on the road here, his team was able to hop out in front and give him the lead. So now here the pressure isn't completely on. I mean, of course, you want to get out of the first inning scoreless, but he has a little bit of breathing room.
So in steps Davis Sims, the first baseman for the Commodores, batting from the right side. Herder winds. Here's the first pitch on the way. That'll catch the strike zone. 0-1 now the count on Sims. Last time out for Sims went yard. Falmouth, an solo home run in the 4th inning of that game. So the next pitch from Herder will miss low for a ball. 1-1 the count. Was 2 for 4, a single, a home run, and a walk. Did not play in Falmouth's loss to Bourne yesterday. Herder looks back at the runners. He'll wind and spin off and look to second. Jimmy Govern over there covering the bag for YD, but Davidson back in plenty of time. Sims, the righty, steps back into the batter's box. Open stance for him. Herder winds. Here's the 1-1. That'll miss low and get away from Kerner. Davidson trying to advance to third. The throw to third is in time, and they got him. What a throw by Adam Kerner, scampering off to his right. Just about 5 feet. Gloves it and throws over to first just in time to get Davidson.
And a little fortunate there for YD. That ball popped out of the glove of Nick Quintana, but the umpire between second and third there, Rudy Fernbach, saying that on the transfer. So caught stealing there, and the lead runner retired here for Falmouth, but also the second out.
Yeah, a perfect throw from Adam Kerner right on the bag. Herder now working with 2 outs. Here's the 2-1. That one is lifted high into shallow right center field. In comes Albert in right field. Out comes Govern. He will squeeze it for out number 3. And out on the base paths for the Commodores. And Brant Herder gets out of the frame without allowing a run despite the base runners. We head to the top half of the second inning. YD in front of Falmouth by a score of 1-0. You're listening to YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Red Sox lead by a score of 1-0 at the top half of the second inning. Bottom third of the lineup due up for YD. Jimmy Govern, the second baseman, Nick Quintana, the third baseman, and Adam Kerner, the catcher, due up for YD here in this frame. Jimmy Govern playing second today for YD. Steps into the batter's box. Here's the first pitch from Politz. That'll miss down and in for a ball. Govern rocking the high socks with the stirrups today. YD in their red uniforms, white pants. Next pitch, a swing and a miss by Govern for a strike. Even up the count at 1-1. Go along with those red uniforms, the white pants, and the Red Sox for YD. For Falmouth, all white uniforms. It's the wind in the next pitch. That one is dribbled out to the third baseman, Cannon. He will field it, throw over to Sims at first base in time to retire Govern for a quick out number 1. I'll bring up now Nick Quintana.
From Arizona, number 12, Nick Quintana.
Playing third base today for YD. Still struggling mightily to start this season through the first week. Batting average below 100 so far. Really looking to just break out of that. First pitch from Politz will miss down and inside for ball 1. 1-0 the count. So far just an .095 average. 2 for 21 on the season. The one in the next pitch from Politz. That one is dribbled foul up the third baseline. Count evens at a ball and a strike.
I think for Quintana, he's been putting the ball into play, and that's so important. Contact comes, and the power will come as well after that.
Politz out of the windup. Here's the 1-1 on the way. He'll just catch the bottom of the strike zone right at the knees with an off-speed pitch. Quintana now behind, a ball and 2 strikes. Just 1 RBI on the young season. 10 strikeouts across just 3 walks. Politz winds. Here's the 1-2. That one is ripped out to shortstop. Davidson will field, throw a high throw over to first, and pulls Sims off the bag, but able to slap the tag down on Quintana going down the first base line, and 2 ground outs here in the second, 2 down for YD. It'll bring up Kerner, the catcher.
They're a great tag from Sims, who had to climb the ladder there and then all in one motion catch, slap the tag on the back of Nick Quintana, who's barreling up the first base line.
Now here steps Kerner. We saw Adam get into the game yesterday in relief of Matt Dyer behind the plate. He's having some trouble keeping the balls in front of him. First pitch will miss low for a ball. 1-0 the count on Kerner. Just a defensive replacement. Did not get an at-bat in that game. Next pitch is fouled up the third baseline. That'll even up the count. At a ball and a strike on the backstop for YD today. Right-hander steps back into the batter's box. Slightly open stance. Stands at 5'10". Here's the wind and the next pitch on the way. That'll catch the outside edge for a strike. And the count now a ball and 2 strikes. YD struck back in the first inning, a run on 3 hits, all coming with 2 outs to draw first blood here at Gov Fuller Field. Here's the wind of the next pitch from Politz. That'll be down low, and it looks like it'll hit Kerner right on the toe. Either hits Kerner or a miscount on the scoreboard, but nonetheless a free pass down to first base for Kerner.
There, that one just, I think, caught the back foot of Adam Kerner, and YD again with 2 outs, a man aboard, and another opportunity.
And the top of the order due right back up. Noah Campbell, in as many innings, steps in for the second time. Grounded out to second to lead off the ball game. Like Jeff Trundy out of the dugout for Falmouth to talk about what happened on that last play. Perhaps wondering where that hit Kerner.
I think he's asking if he can check, and that's exactly what Sarney's going to do. Go out and collect the 2 field umpires and see if anyone had a different look at it. I think the difficult thing is that was a breaking ball that dropped in, and I think caught the back foot of Kerner. So for either umpire at the corner bags, I don't know that they'll really have much of a better look.
Yeah, from where we were sitting, it looked like just a ball in the dirt, but Kerner said it hit him, and the umpires decide that he will stay at first base. A 2-out base runner for YD. Top of the lineup now up. Call stands on the field. Campbell will now step back into the left-handed batter's box. Out of South Carolina. Waving his bat now, brings it up near his head. Pollitt's set. Here's the first pitch on the way. That one is dribbled out. Pat to Sims at first. He dives and stops, throws on over to first, and they say they got him. A miraculous diving stopover at first base by Sims. Flips it back to his pitcher in Pollitt's. Campbell ends up in the dirt. Looks like they got tangled over there at first base, but an out over there at first for out number 3 of the second. We will head to the bottom half of the second inning. YD in front of Falmouth by a score of 1-0. You're listening to YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom half of the second inning, YD in front of Falmouth by a score of 1-0. TJ Matheson and Brandon Pelter here for this one in Falmouth. 5, 6, and 7 due up in the Falmouth order. Stepping up to the plate is Kyle Stowers out of the Stanford University. First pitch from Herder will catch the inside corner right at the knees for a strike. Stowers, left-hander, right back in the batter's box. Herder quickly on the rubber. Wind in the next pitch is fouled straight back. Quickly 0-2 on the Stanford product. Stowers this season so far, just one game yesterday versus Bourne. 1 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. The wind in the next pitch. Strike 3 called right at the knees. Brant Herder paints the strike zone right at the bottom tier, and just quick strikeout for Herder here in the second.
Well, I think paints is exactly right. That one right at the knees, clipping that outside edge, and a big out number 1 here for Brant Herder, bouncing back after a little bit of a difficult bottom of the first. Need to work around, work through.
So in steps Cameron Cannon, the third baseman out of the University of Arizona. First pitch from Herder will miss outside for ball 1, 1-0 the count. Cameron so far in 7 games, a .250 batting average. Herder winds. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Just blows that fastball right by him. That'll even up the count at a ball and a strike. That was pitch number 20 for Brant Herder. 10 balls and 10 strikes. Here's the wind in the next offering. Another swing and a miss by Cannon. Goes right back to that fastball. Elevates it just a touch higher. Count now a ball and 2 strikes.
He's done a really nice job of working ahead of hitters here thus far. And lone man that he lost was Logan Davidson.
The wind in the 1-2. Strike 3 called right on the inside corner. Herder using that fastball to his advantage. That was another paint job by Brant Herder. There's now 2 down.
And he hasn't really been leaving anything out over the plate. He's been hitting the corners. But like I was saying, I mean, the only guy that he lost was Logan Davidson giving up the walk. Even Stephen Williams was hit by a pitch. Herder was ahead 1-2 in the count.
It's the wind in the first pitch from Herder to Maverick Hanley, the catcher. He'll miss down and away for ball 1. Hanley did not play yesterday in Falmouth's loss to Bourne. Getting the catching duties today, though. Here's the wind in the 1-0. That one is grounded out to short. Martinez fields it, has it go off the heel of his glove, kicks it into shallow center field, and Hanley will reach on a 2-out error. We saw some mistakes in the field yesterday from YD. A big reason they ended up tying Brewster over at Stony Brook Field. Yes, last night it was Jimmy Govern. Now, here in the second, it's Andrew Martinez. That'll give Falmouth some new life here in the second. That'll bring up Logan Foster.
That ball just really ate up Martinez there over at shortstop. Was kind of waiting back on it as opposed to attacking the ball, and at the last moment hopped up.
Here is Foster. First pitch will miss a touch low. 1-0 the count on Foster. 0 for 3 yesterday. 3 strikeouts against Bourne. Herder looks over at the runner at first, right back in the stretch. It's the wind in the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Threw him some off speed right there. Started right around his letters and dipped to the outside corner right around the belt. Foster couldn't catch up to it. Fly blowing out beyond first base, blowing a little more out towards left field now. Here's the next pitch, fouled straight back. And Herder right back ahead, a ball and 2 strikes. It's a ball boy for Falmouth. Will run, give the home plate umpire Rich Sarney some more baseballs. So we'll put his bats back on and crouch right behind Kerner at the plate. Herder gets his sign. He's set. Here's the 1-2. That big sweeping breaking ball misses down and inside right at the back foot of Logan Foster. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
First time this inning, we've seen him try to use that as his go-to strikeout pitch as opposed to the fastball.
It's the wind in the 2-2. Fastball fouled straight back. Herder tried to challenge him up in the strike zone with the fastball. Foster able to foul it straight back. Now deuces wild still. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom half of the second inning, a 1-0 YD lead on 3 hits back in the first inning. It's the wind and the 2-2. Fouled straight back again. Again challenged him with the fastball. Foster just missing that one, fouling it straight back to the backstop. Should Foster reach here with 2 outs, Hayden Cantrell, the second baseman, stands on deck. Herder stares in at his catcher, gets the sign. Here's the 2-2 offering on the way. Fastball missed just a hair outside. Didn't miss that by much. The count now full 3-2. Not too many fans here at Gov Fuller Field at the moment. 6 o'clock start time between YD and Falmouth. Majority of fans crowding into the bleachers behind the Commodores dugout. Here's the full count offering. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Herder strikes out the side here in the second using that fastball to mow down the Commodores here in the second. We head to the top half of the third inning. YD in front of Falmouth, 1-0. You're listening to YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. heart of the order due up for the Red Sox. Top half of the third inning. They lead by a score of 1-0. That run coming in the top of the first inning. 3 straight two-out base hits from Quinn Cotton, Andrew Dashbach, and Andrew Martinez. Bring across Whitey's first run. 2, 3, and 4 due up in the YD order. Johnny DeLuca, the center fielder, steps into the left-handed batter's box. First pitch swinging will foul it straight back. Grounded out to the first baseman, Davis Sims, back in the first inning, right down that first base line. DeLuca, lefty, steps back in the batter's box. Here's the next pitch. That one is lined out to left field. Over is Stowers. The left center field gap will squeeze it for out number 1 on 2 pitches. DeLuca retired here in the third.
But there, DeLuca did a really good job sitting back on that off-speed pitch on the outer third of the plate, just driving one the other way. That one pretty much right at Cannon, though, or rather Stowers.
Now here steps Quinn Cotton. He stepped to the plate with 2 outs back in the first inning. Line to double down the first base line. First pitch from Politz will miss high. An off-speed pitch. Looked like it might have slipped out of his hand there. For ball 1. 1-0 the count on Cotton. Able to sneak that ball right down the first base line past Davis Sims. Hustled into second and then came around to score on a Dashbach RBI double into the right center field gap. Next pitch will miss inside for ball 2. 2-0 the count on Cotton. The next pitch from Politz. Bounces in the dirt. 3-0 the count on Cotton. Now has one of those face protection guards on his helmet. Right on the left side of his helmet, facing the pitcher while batting right-handed. It's the wind and the 3-0 from Politz. That'll catch the strike zone at the knees with a fastball. Count now 3 balls in 1 strike. Politz winds. Here's the 3-1. Fouled straight back over the press box right behind home plate and out of play.
Cotton went upstairs, chased that ball.
He was looking to barrel that up, put that in the air, and hit it off a wall or over a wall. It's the wind and the 3-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Went fishing for an off-speed pitch down and out of the strike zone. Thought he was able to foul tip it, but squeezed and caught from behind home plate by Hanley. There's now 2 down.
That's a frustrating at-bat there for Quinn Cotton up in the count. 3-0, 3-1 then, go chase after a pitch, and same with the 3-2.
So here steps Dashbach. He lined a double into the right center field gap back in the first inning. It's the one in the first pitch from Politz. A curveball high and inside and drills him on the shoulder. Right on that first pitch, right in the shoulder. Dashbach,
the shortstop.
A little look of frustration, jogs down to first base, will take his base. And with 2 outs, here steps Andrew Martinez, the shortstop.
Hey, anyway, aboard there to get yourself on first base. We saw YD, even with 2 outs last inning, able to make something happen.
Swinging bunt down the third base line his last time up. First pitch swinging, a swing and a miss. Politz ahead 0-1 on the YD shortstop. Hit it about 45 feet down the third base line, but some good hustle was able to reach at first base. Politz set. Here's the 0-1. That'll catch the strike zone again at the knees. Now count no balls and 2 strikes on Martinez. Wind picking up a little bit here behind home plate. Still blowing out to left field. Politz will come set. Look at Dashbach at first. Not too big of a lead over there. It's the wind in the next pitch. Bounces in the dirt. Martinez looked like he was thinking about pulling the trigger, but holds his swing back. Takes it for a ball. It's now a ball and 2 strikes. 1-0 Red Sox. Top half of the third inning. It's the wind in the next pitch on the way. That one is dribbled foul along the third base line and out of play. Count will remain the same at 1-2. Should Martinez reach, the right fielder Reese Albert stands on deck. Making his first start as a Red Sox this summer. Politz comes set. Hands at his chest. Here's the wind and the 1-2. Fouled straight back again to the fence just off to our right. Count will stay the same, and a ball and 2 strikes.
One of our writers, Max Brill, almost made a great play.
You know, Max was a really good baseball player back in high school. That's why he's one of our writers right now. We only have the best over here at YD. Same with our other writer, Alex Rosen. Here's the next pitch on the way. A fastball will miss high for a ball. 2-2 the count. Well, Alex has got another set of skills. A D3 basketball player at Elmira College. Elmira, excuse me. He laughs as I mispronounce it. But it's okay. It's the wind, and the 2-2 hits Martinez right on the hip. It's back-to-back hit by pitches from Scott Paulitz.
The right fielder from Florida.
And YD now with 2 base runners here in the third. Like an off-speed pitch got right away from him. Maverick Handley out from behind the dish will go and talk to his pitcher. Make sure he's got everything in control. So here steps Reese Albert to the plate, just like he did back in the first with 2 outs. 2 runners on, Doshbach at second, and Martinez leading off of first. Here's the first pitch. It'll catch the inside corner with a strike. 0-1 the count. Kerner quickly back in the batter's box from the left side. Bat resting on his shoulder. Here's the wind in the 0-1. One is dribbled out to the second baseman, Cantrell. He fields, throws on over to first in time. And for the second time this ball game, Reese Albert leaves 2 runners stranded on the base paths for YD. We head to the bottom half of the third inning. YD in front of Falmouth by a score of 1-0. You're listening to YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom half of the third inning. 9-1-2 due up for the Commodores. They trail by 1 against the YD Red Sox. Red Sox get that run back in the first inning. 3 2-out base hits. Brant Herter out for his third inning of work against this Commodores lineup. Hayden Cantrell steps to the plate and takes ball 1 down and away. Yesterday versus Bourne, 0 for 2 with 3 walks. Let's want a next pitch from Herter. Over for a strike with the fastball. That'll even up the count at a ball and a strike. Herter working with now 33 pitches here in the third. Here's the one. The next pitch drops down a bunt, but Cantrell runs right into it. He lands that bunt right in the batter's box. It'll be called a foul ball by the home plate umpire, Rich Sarney. And the count now in Herter's favor, a ball and 2 strikes.
That one just caught him in the box. The reason it was foul, if he leaves that batter's box and makes contact, that's an out.
Cantrell now down in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. It's the wind and the 1-2. That sweeping breaking ball misses low down in the dirt. Bounces out right in front of home plate. Count now evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's Cantrell Following him is the top of the lineup. He'll dribble one over to Quintana at third, fielded on the run, throws on over to first in time. A sparkling defensive play from Nick Quintana over at third base, charging in towards home plate for out number one.
And he had to get that ball out of his glove quick. Cantrell hustling his way up the line.
Now here, top of the lineup, back up for Falmouth. Will Brennan, the center fielder, grounded out to Herder his first time up. Play where Herder had to leap off the mound and snag that way over the pitcher's rubber. His first pitch will miss high and away for ball one. 1-0 the count. Herder winds out of the windup. Here's the next pitch on the way. That one is lined out to left field, but right at Quinn Cotton. He's got a beat on it, and he'll squeeze it for out number two. A hard but very routine out for Quinn Cotton there in left field.
The Adam ball, Cotton had to just take maybe 5 steps forward and able to make the catch.
So here steps Logan Davidson, shortstop. Walked his first time up back in the first inning, but was caught trying to advance on a ball that got away from Adam Kerner. Adam gunned him out at third. Wind in the first pitch, a curveball over for a strike. 0-1 the count.
Not a huge out there for Herder, who's in a little bit of trouble with runners on first and second.
Herder looks in at Davidson, winds and fires home the 0-1. That curveball will just miss low. A lot of break on that one, but just misses below the strike zone. Count now a ball and a strike on Davidson. Herder quickly back in the windup. Here's the 1-1. That'll catch to the inside corner, and Herder right back ahead with that fastball. Ball and 2 strikes. Falmouth occupying the first base dugout here at Gov Fuller Field. YD in the third base dugout. Herder out of the windup. Here's the 1-2. Catches the inside corner for strike 3. Paints that fastball again. Nothing Davidson can do there. He disagrees. Home plate umpire Rich Sarney, but nothing he can do about that. We head to the top half of the 4th inning. YD in front of Falmouth, 1-0. You're listening to YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Eight, 9, and 1 due up in the YD order here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Nick Quintana, the third baseman, Jimmy Govern was a spot ahead. Good catch there, Brandon. Jimmy Govern, the second baseman, will stride to the plate.
They were partners here, right? Got each other's back.
Jimmy Govern grounded out to third his first time up to lead off the 2nd inning. For second plate appearance, he'll dribble one, a slow roller up the middle. Fielding it is Cantrell, throws on the run in time to get Govern at first base. We've seen Cantrell flash that glove out there at second. A couple of nice running plays. And there's out number 1 for YD here in the 4th.
That a terrific play there. That ball chopped over the head of Pollitt's on the mound, so Cantrell had to charge, running to his right, and then throw across his body to finish off that play.
So here's Nick Quintana, the third baseman for YD today. Rounded out to short his first time up. He'll take a pitch low for ball 1. Still looking to really just break out here on the Cape. He's really struggling to start this season after struggling mightily with YD last year. Let's wind to the next pitch. Bounces one in there. Pollitt's behind Quintana, 2-0. 200 batting average last year, but tied for the team lead in home runs with 6. Yet to get an extra base hit so far this season. Hit a few balls hard. He's making more contact, so there's light at the end of the tunnel for Quintana. Here's the wind in the next pitch. A check swing, able to hold up. They'll check down to first. He did not go. The count now 3-0 in favor of Quintana. Haven't seen a lot of counts like this for him where he's way ahead.
No, but even when he's behind in the count, he's proven to be disciplined.
Wind the next pitch, a swing and a miss. Got the 3-0 green light, but just couldn't make contact with it. Fastball at the bottom half of the strike zone.
A guy with so much power trying to break out of his slump. I love to see that swing there.
What a way to do that right there. He's the wind in the 3-1. One is dribbled right up the middle past the pitcher, Pollitt's fielded by Davidson. He'll throw on the run in time to get Quintana at first. A couple of nice running plays by Davidson to retire Quintana both times. Now here steps Adam Kerner. Kerner hit by a pitch back in the second inning. One of 3 hit by pitches by Scott Pollitt, the Falmouth starter today. Kerner, the right-hander, will step in. He'll wind and fire home the first pitch. A curveball will bounce in there for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Pollitt quickly back on the rubber. He'll wind and fire home the 1-0. That'll miss down and away for ball 2. 2-0 the count. 1-0 YD leads. A run on 3 hits and 1 error for the Red Sox. So far here, top half of the fourth, no runs on no hits, no errors for the Commodores. It's the wind and the 1-0 offering on the way to Kerner will miss down and away for ball 3, actually. 2-0 the count was. Now the count, 3 balls and no strikes. Kerner looking to reach with 2 outs for the second straight at-bat. It's the wind and the 3-0. That'll catch the bottom of the strike zone with a fastball. Count now 3 balls and 1 strike. Should he reach, be the top of the lineup again. Noah Campbell stands on deck. It's the wind and the 3-1. He'll miss high and outside for ball 4. Kerner, the second straight at-bat, gets a free pass down to first base. And with 2 outs, that'll flip the lineup over, and Noah Campbell will stride to the plate.
Noah Campbell.
That's just the first walk of the afternoon here for Scott Pollitt, rather, out of the bump.
So Campbell strides to the plate looking for that first big knock and hit his Whitey. His first taste with the Red Sox. Pollitt will throw over to first. Kerner back in plenty of time. Campbell, as I mentioned, only appeared in 2 games so far, has yet to record a hit. One in the next offering. One is fouled off his foot and behind home plate. Even will make the count. No balls and a strike to Campbell. South Carolina, 275 batting average. So he'll step back into the batter's box from the left side. Pollitt set, the right-hander. Peeks back at the runner at first. Won't fire home the 0-1. Fouled straight back. This time off the catcher, Hanley behind home plate.
Campbell frustrated there. He didn't get more of that one. A good pitch for him, and now taking an extra moment to reset himself, staring at Scott Pickler, third base side.
Campbell standing there collecting himself, a big, deep breath. Pitch count nearing 60 for Pollitt. This will be pitch number 60, working here in the fourth. So he'll throw over to first. Kerner, a dive back. He'll get back in time. Other games around the league today. Brewster Whitecaps hosting the Chatham Anglers. Anglers in front of that one, 2-0. Bottom of the fourth inning at Lowell Park in Catuit. The Orleans Firebirds ahead of the Kettleers, 4-0. Next pitch, catch the bottom of the strike zone with a curveball for strike 3. Pollitt works around the 2-out base runner and will retire Campbell for out number 3 here in the fourth. We head to the bottom half of the fourth frame. YD in front of Falmouth by a score of 1-0. You're listening to YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
You guys are
Bottom half of the fourth inning, YD in front of Falmouth by a score of 1-0.
leading off for Falmouth.
Brant Herter
right
still
fielder
out on the
from
mound
Auburn,
for
number 40,
YD.
Stephen
Just faced
Williams.
2 over the minimum through 3 full frames. As he starts his fourth inning of work, 3, 4, and 5 due up in the Falmouth batting order, starting with the right fielder, Stephen Williams. Was hit by a pitch back in the first inning. First pitch, a swing and a miss, a changeup there from Brant Herter for strike 1. And really good with that pitch today, along with his fastball and his curveball. Herter out of the windup. Here's the 0-1. Pitch will miss down and away. Another off-speed pitch. The count will even up at a ball and a strike. Look around the Cape League right now, as I was mentioning before the break in the inning. That's Stony Brook Field. Brewster behind a Chatham, 2-0. Next pitch will miss low for a ball. 2-1 now the count. We're at Lowell Park in Catuit. Orleans in front of the Kettleers by a score of 4-0. Bourne hosting Harwich. That game in the bottom of the first inning, no score. Next pitch will miss away from Herter for ball 3. After working ahead 0-1, 3 straight balls from the YD starter. 3-1 now the count on Williams. The wind in the next pitch on the way, lined right to Martinez at short. Might want to check the exit velo ratings on that one for Stephen Williams, but it won't matter. Just a loud out number 1. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Davis Sims.
And talk about exit velo. That ball got up quick on Martinez, who almost looked a little surprised and kind of lifting the glove just over his head to make that catch.
And in steps Davis Sims, the first baseman. First pitch swinging will foul one straight back. And over at Spillane Field, one last game besides this one. Wareham Gateman hosting the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. That game about to get underway. Sims steps back in the batter's box. Here's the next pitch from Herter. A swing and a miss. Looked like another changeup down and out of the strike zone. And the count now, no balls and 2 strikes. We're searching for strikeout number 5 on the evening right here. Here's the 0-2. That one's dribbled out to Quintana at third. Gloves it at his knees. Throws over to first. Dashbach gets pulled off the bag. A wild throw from Nick Quintana. Almost made a spectacular play over there at third. But ruled safe at first base and a base runner for the Commodores with 1 out.
Slow developing there, so Quintana really had to rear back to put a little extra on that throw and just taking Dashbach toward the outfield.
That one was ruled a hit on the scoreboard. So the first hit of the night for the Falmouth Commodores. It looked like that throw would have beaten Sims down the line had it been on target. But nonetheless, the official scorer here at Gov Fuller Field ruled that one a hit for Sims. 0-1 now the count on the left fielder Kyle Stowers. Next pitch from Herter will miss outside for ball 1. 1-1 now the count. Interesting decision on that scoring play. Like Quintana had a real shot at that. Just throw sailed on him a bit. It's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Changeup at the top of the strike zone. Now Herter in front of Stowers. Already struck out in this game. He struck out looking back in the second. Count a ball and 2 strikes. Herder out of the stretch now, looks at Sims at first and will fire home the next pitch. Swing and a miss. A fastball down and out of the strike zone, and Stowers goes chasing after it for the 5th strikeout of the evening for Brant Herder.
And the first outing there for Herder, 6 strikeouts, and here already number 5 through 3 2/3. Herder's really had his A-game stuff. Only 1 walk, a hit by pitch as well to go along with that, and the asterisk infield single.
So in steps Cameron Cannon to the third baseman. The line in the first pitch. That'll miss high and inside for ball 1 with the fastball. Now this is a guy this season at Georgia Tech in 11 starts, an ERA over 6. So for these first 2 starts for him to show his talents off, show the stuff off, pitch so well as he has, the next pitch will miss inside for ball 2, 2-0 the count. It's really important for him.
Guys, just when they come out to the Cape, have to turn the page, and for some it's a good thing like we see here for Herder. For others, it's for worse.
The wind in the 2-0 pitch on the way, a swing and a foul straight back by Cannon. He was the 2nd strikeout victim of the game for Herder, also back in the 2nd inning. Struck out looking that time, was 1 for 4 yesterday versus Bourne. Right-hander will step back in the batter's box. Herder, the lefty on the rubber. Comes set, he winds, here's the 2-1. Fouled straight back again. And the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The umpire says something to the Falmouth dugout. Count adjusted on the scoreboard. So it'll even up. Back to what I said. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Herder set, here's the 2-2 offering. Swung and ripped out to Martinez again at shortstop. Will drop it, but throw it over to Govern at second for out number 3. A couple of hard outs at Andrew Martinez out at shortstop, but he doesn't have a problem handling those. We head to the top half of the 5th inning. YD in front of the Commodores by a score of 1-0. You're listening to YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Two, 3, and 4 due up in the YD order here in the top half of the 5th inning. Look to extend on that 1-0 lead over the Falmouth Commodores. That 1 run coming all the way back in the top half of the 1st inning. RBI double off the bat of Andrew Dashbach. Scott Pollitt still on the mound for Falmouth. He'll throw a first pitch curveball over the plate for a strike to Johnny DeLuca. He's grounded out to first base his first time up, and then flew out to left field his last time. It's the one in the next pitch. That'll miss down low and in for a ball. 1-1 now the count. Have some action in the Commodores bullpen. Pollitt's entered this game entered this inning with 60 pitches. If DeLuca will sky that one high and foul down the left field line, it will drop right behind the YD dugout. The count will stay no balls and 2 strikes. Now sitting at 63 pitches working here in the 5th. Here's the one in the next pitch. Swing and a miss from DeLuca. Ball dives down and out of the strike zone. Looked like a changeup right there. Now, quick first out. DeLuca down on strikes.
YD here has been quiet Ever since that first inning, without a hit since the
Now batting,
first.
The left fielder from GCU.
No hits since then, but
Quinn
4
Cobb.
free passes allowed since then. 3 hit by pitches and a walk from the right arm of Scott Politz. Here steps Quinn Cotton. He doubled back in the first, one of 3 widey hits. First pitch will miss outside for ball 1, 1-0 the count. And came around to score on that Andrew Dashbach RBI double. Politz winds. Here's the 1-0. That'll catch the outside corner for a strike, 1-1 the count. Hannah Cotton entered this game hitting over 340 for the summer. He's played in every game. The wind in the 1-1. One is dribbled out to third base. That's Cannon over there at third. Fields throws on over to first in time. 2 quick outs for YD here in the 5th. We'll bring up Andrew Dashbach, responsible for driving in the only YD run so far today.
Stanford, number 44, Andrew Dashbach.
Big, powerful 6'3", 225 pounds from the right side. Cranked 17 home runs this past spring at Stanford. Yet to hit a ball out of the ballpark here on Cape, but I doubt that will last much longer. Here's the wind in the first pitch from Politz. That'll catch the inside corner with a curveball. Count no balls and a strike. Absolutely cranked a ball foul yesterday. High and deep down the left field line, but just hooked foul. Just the wind in the next pitch. A curveball bounces up there. Nice pick by Hanley behind home plate. Count will even up at a ball and a strike. Should Dashbach reach with 2 outs, Andrew Martinez, the shortstop, stands on deck. It's the wind in the 1-1. Like another off-speed pitch, called strike at the knees. Dashbach behind now, a ball and 2 strikes. Wind blowing a little harder out to left field now. Dashbach would get the one in the air. It would definitely be assisted out towards the wall. This next pitch dribbled up the third base line. Coming in is Cannon. No field with a bare hand. Thrown over to first. Not in time. Dashbach, good speed, hustling down the line there. And a 2-out base runner for YD here in the 5th. We'll bring up Andrew Martinez.
A swinging bunt for YD. We talked about it earlier. I mean, anyway, aboard, and that's just how baseball goes sometimes.
They play too far back, and the ball is just hit just that right amount, about halfway down that third base line. Not much you can do about it. Dashbach now stands at first. 3rd time he's reached today. Here steps Andrew Martinez. He's also reached both times up today. Singled back in the first and hit by a pitch back in the 3rd. First pitch over for a strike on the outside corner. Just activated on Sunday for this YD roster. His first start over the weekend. So he'll show bunt, pull back. The ball's low for ball 1, 1-1 the count. Just 1 for 7 to start this season. Just 1 run batted in. Politz comes set, working out of the stretch. Here's the 1-1. Off-speed pitch, over on the inside corner for a strike. The count now a ball and 2 strikes on Martinez.
It's similar to Herder there. Politz has done a good job for the most part, getting ahead of YD hitters. A lot of 0-2-1-2 counts.
Pitch count. This will be pitch number 70. 45 strikes, 29 balls. Here's next pitch. Swing and a miss. 4 strike 3. Martinez down on strikes. The 2nd strikeout of the inning. The 4th of the game for Scott Politz. We'll head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. YD a slim lead in front of Falmouth. They lead 1-0. You're listening to YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
7, 8, 9 due for the home team Falmouth Commodores here in the home half of the fifth inning. Still facing Brant Herter, who's done a terrific job tonight. Just one hit allowed, no runs through 4 innings, and that hit and if you want at that, Brandon Pelter here with TJ Mathewson, a 1-0 lead for YD over Falmouth here at Gov Fuller Field.
Even with that quote-unquote hit that was awarded by the official scorer here, it was a really tough play for Nick Quintana, who we've seen make a couple of really nice plays here in the field today, and it's been pretty solid all around with the glove so far this season.
Here's the 7-man Maverick Hanley, reached on an E6 in his first at-bat in the bottom half of the second inning. First pitch from the lefty. Called a strike. Fastball in the outer third. Herter on the third base side of the rubber. Pitching from the windup here in the bottom of the fifth. The 0-1. Swung on the ground. Routine ball for Martinez at short. Gobbles it up. Fires across the diamond and beat him by a step for the first out.
Yeah, about as routine as it gets for Andrew Martinez. We saw him kick that ball off the bat of Hanley in the first inning, but this one stays right on the ground, right into his glove, and an easy play for him.
Brant Herter, 6'6", 240 pounds out of Georgia Tech. We saw in his first start in the 1-1 tie against Chatham, of 5 innings, 1 run, 4 hits allowed. Here's the 8-man Logan Foster. First pitch called the strike. Foster in his first at-bat struck out swinging. The 0-1 from the lefty. Swung on, fouled up over the press box behind the plate, and Herter again here ahead of a Commodore.
Yeah, and he's got a bunch of pitches he can use right here. We've seen him paint the fastball. He's been burying a few curveballs down in the dirt. Saw him use that curveball a lot in his first outing, not so much today.
0-2. Breaking ball. Skips into the glove and out of the glove of Kerner behind the plate. Nothing from the 8-man Foster. As Hayden Cantrell stands on deck here. 1 away, bottom of the fifth. And a 1-0 lead for YD. The 1-2 here from the lefty. Just fouled away. Protection hack from Foster at the last minute.
Yeah, those last 2 pitches were 2 of the key put-out pitches we've seen for Brant Herter this season. That curveball down and in the dirt, and then that fastball painting it on the outer half. Seen him get it a couple times today. Good protection act from Foster there.
1-2. Called strike 3. Off speed on the outside corner. And Herter retires another Commodore, strikeout number 6 here tonight.
Looked like that time he dialed up a changeup. Just a slight drop on that, and Foster just couldn't pull the trigger. Not what he was looking for. You mentioned strikeout number 6 for Brant Herter working here in the fifth.
Here's Hayden Cantrell, the 9-man. First pitch. Fastball on the inner third, called a strike. And again, Herter has done such a great job of working ahead. Didn't allow the first hit until the bottom of the fourth. The 0-1 on its way. Swung on and fouled down the first base side into the parking lot here. Not too far from the field, about 100, 150 feet to the right. And another 0-2 count here with 2 away, bottom of the fifth. YD the 1-0 lead thanks to a 2-out RBI double from Andrew Dashback at the first. The 0-2. Off speed. Called strike 3. 7 Ks for Brant Herter here through 5 innings, and he retires the Commodores in order. 1-0. YD leads Falmouth. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the sixth, the 1-0 lead for YD over Falmouth, and a new pitcher on the bump for the Commodores. It's Declan Cronin, from the College of Holy Cross in Worcester, Mass, making his third appearance.
Yeah, coming off a season at Holy Cross, 4.26 ERA, 3-5 record, 11 appearances, all of them start, 61 in a third innings pitched, 33 walks, 62 strikeouts. And then this season with the Commodores so far, just 2 games, 2 innings pitched, a strikeout, no walks, just 1 hit allowed.
And he'll face the 6-man Reese Albert here, making his Red Sox debut. Albert 0 for 2, 2 ground outs to the second baseman to end an inning.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, now pitching for Falmouth.
And Cronin and Handley meet about halfway between the plate and the mound to go over a few things. Now the right-hander on the first base side of the rubber, pitching from the windup here to the lefty Albert. First pitch offering. Swung on, lined into center field, the base hit. Leadoff man aboard for the Red Sox. And the first hit in a Red Sox uniform for Reese Albert.
Yeah, and that's got to feel good. Just nice hard contact right back up the middle. He said he has some sneaky pop and showed it some good velo on that single right there. Very solid contact.
Jimmy Govern to plate here for the Red Sox. No outs, top of the sixth, the 1-0 lead for YD, and the leadoff man on, Reese Albert, at first base. Govern, the right-hander, against Cronin, another righty here. Sets at the chest, the pitch. Fastball stays up around the letters, call the ball. Govern, a long look at the bat, now steps back in the box, taps it on the plate. Albert is off of first here with no outs. Cronin, the 1-0 delivery. Runner goes, hit and run is on, foul tipped into the glove of Handley. And he just tried to throw it down on the ground after making that catch. Didn't have a throw. Albert will stay at second base.
Yeah, it looked like that would have been a tough one. And the Whitey dugout's telling Albert to stay at second base. Like there's some confusion over what should happen.
Albert didn't know what happened, was standing 2 steps away from second base because Handley caught the ball, juggled on the transfer, and then dropped it. Albert tries to leave again for first base, and the dugout on the third base side again telling him to stay there.
Yeah, he couldn't, he's not looking at home plate when he's running down to second base, and there's some confusion out there over whether it's a foul ball or not.
Now Jeff Trundy out of the first base side dugout to talk to Rich Sarney. Maverick Handley caught the ball, juggled it trying to throw, and then took it out of his glove and threw it in the dirt to try to get a foul ball call.
Yeah, they're just trying to say, hey, the ball's still live. And there was when Govern swing, it sounded like there were 2 sounds. It sounded like there could have been a foul tip.
Well, there's no doubt it was tipped, but here, if it's caught cleanly, Albert is able to advance. That's what happened. Handley tried to make the heads-up play and just drop it as if it was a foul tip out of his glove, where Albert would have to go back to first. Anyways, he's at second base, 1-1. No outs in the top of the sixth. YD the 1-0 lead. The 1-1 to Govern. Squares around and pulls it away. That one misses upstairs.
I think Govern right there gets the benefit of squatting down to try and get a bunt down. That ball looked like it might have caught the strike zone had he been standing in there. But pulls the bat back. Ball number 2.
Corners are up here for the Commodores, expecting the bunt. The 2-1. Ken Squares pulls it back. Snap throw back down to second base. Albert slides in head first in time. So now 3-1 here on Govern. He's just trying to give himself up. Albert is at second base after a leadoff single to start the inning, and a little bit of confusion. It's a stolen base. Here, no outs, top of the sixth. YD the 1-run lead. Cronin sets 3-1. Fastball called a strike on the outside corner. Counts full here on the 7-man Jimmy Govern with Nick Quintana on deck. Infield now back straight up. Cronin sets 3-2. Swung, chopped on the ground, left side. Fielded by the shortstop. Davidson fires over to third, and they retire the lead runner, Reese Albert, running on that ground ball. And usually when you see that ball ahead of you as a runner, you stop. So the first out made at third base by Reese Albert, and Jimmy Govern reaches on the fielder's choice.
Yeah, you hate to see that first out at third base. Albert thinking that ball's hit slow enough that he'll have enough time to get over to third, but Davidson at short charges that ball and gets it in plenty of time to throw to Cannon to slap the tag down on Albert.
Quintana at the plate here with one away, runner on first. Cronin, the righty, first pitch. Fastball up around the eyes, it misses. Cronin, a starter at Holy Cross this past season. 13 appearances, 12 starts. Throws over to first, but Govern back easily. No tag applied. So 1-0 lead here for the Red Sox. Top of the sixth inning. First time out against Falmouth. Shutout, an 8-0 loss. Trying to avenge that here at Gov Fuller Field. 1-0. Quintana swings through that one. And the count even, a ball and a strike with one out. One runner aboard. That's Jimmy Govern at first base.
That's a really big swing there by Nick Quintana. Going to do some damage with that hack. Comes up empty.
Govern off of first. Cronin sets at the chest. The right-hander delivers 1-1. Upstairs. Quintana here so far today. 0 for 2, but has certainly been ahead in counts at 3-0 in his last at-bat. Cronin, the right-hander, first base side of the rubber, righty 2-1. Misses up and away, and now 3-1 on the dangerous Arizona Wildcat, Nick Quintana. Jimmy Governs at first base. Cronin sets, Govern off of first, the 3-1. Swung on and skied foul, but out of play behind the plate. And another full count here on a Red Sox hitter. Whitey, past few games, has had plenty of opportunities. Not able to cash in here today. 1-0 lead. The payoff pitch swung on and missed. Fire down to second base and in and out of the glove of Hayden Cantrell. So Govern slides in safely at second, going on the pitch. Quintana retired via the K.
The catcher.
Yeah, well, I think Govern's really lucky that the throw was low and not really close to the bag, and a tough play for Cantrell because that throw would have been on the target from Hanley behind the plate. He would have been out by quite a few feet, but a two-out hit and run there two-strike hit and run from Scott Pickler. Doesn't come through, but Govern still ends up at second.
It's the 9-man Adam Kerner up at the plate. First pitch. Fouled away behind the plate. Kerner so far today, hit by a pitch and walked. A single here would probably score Jimmy Govern, who's at second with 2 away. Cronin steps off, asks for the signs again here from Maverick Handley, the catcher behind the plate. On a beautiful night in Falmouth, Mass. Cronin sets, peaks at second, the 0-1. Swung on the ground, left side, fielded by Davidson. Across the diamond in time, and Kerner is retired. So the Red Sox squander a leadoff single by Reese Albert. No runs on a hit, and one man is left on base. 1-0. Red Sox lead the Commodores through 5.5. You're listening to Whitey Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. 1-0 YD ahead of Falmouth here on the road at Gov Fuller Field. Brant Herter out for another inning of work in the bottom of the 6th through 5. Just 1 hit allowed, no runs, 1 walk, 7 Ks. He's looked fantastic.
Yeah, just like his first outing. So here he is working in the 6th inning. 7 strikeouts so far. He just has everything working. He's got the fastball, he's got the curveball, he's got the changeup, and he's been efficient with his pitches, just sitting at 70 pitches working here in the 6th.
So in this bottom of the 6th inning, he'll face 1, 2, and 3. Due up Will Brennan to start things out. Brennan 0 for 2 here so far this evening. His team trails at 1-0 thanks to 2-out RBI double from Andrew Dashback, scoring Quinn Cotton back in the top of the 1st inning. The first pitch off speed, misses inside. Herter 6'6", working from the windup here is the lefty. 1-0 on its way. Places that one at the knees on the outside corner, called a strike.
Now, he's been really good at working ahead in counts and, throwing more strikes and throwing almost 20 more strikes than balls, 26 strikes, grows to just 26 balls.
1-1 is called a strike, breaking ball at the knees.
I meant 46 strikes, cost 46 balls. Wow, I'm going to stop.
Getting ahead 1-2 here. Pitch from Herter. In the dirt. Almost got a swing there from Brennan, who kind of leaned that breaking ball on the outer third, bounced its way to the plate, but no swing. So the count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs in the bottom of the 6th.
He had Brennan thinking about that, though. He's used that fastball on the outside corner so much today, they got to think about the curve.
2-2, just tapped foul on that one. Caught what looked like the foot of Adam Kerner, kind of wincing there, taking an extra moment. Now a courtesy dust off of home plate from Rich Sarney to give Kerner an extra moment. Caught the left foot of Kerner, and he's all right. He'll stay in this game. So often catchers beat up behind the plate, umpires as well. The 2-2 from Herter. Breaking ball stays outside, and the count runs full here to start out the bottom of the 6th. Sun continues to set here, about 7:30 in Falmouth, Massachusetts. Lights taking effect. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball stays low, and Brennan aboard with the walk. Just walk number 2 of the outing here for Herter. The first one came back in the 1st inning.
Yeah, that was a really good pitch, too, just down and out of the strike zone. Some of these batters, you might get a chase on that one, but good discipline there by Brennan, not chasing out of the strike zone.
Kerner now with a trip out to talk to Herter. Red Sox pitchers starting to make their way out to the bullpen, which is just off of their dugout. More toward the outfield up the third base side. A little bit throwing there. But the left-hander Herter here still in control. The 1-0 lead for the Red Sox. Brennan, the leadoff man aboard. Logan Davidson at the plate. 0 for 1 here so far. Struck out. And now Scott Pickler out of the third base side with the long walk out to the mound. Brandon Pelter with TJ Mathewson here at Gov Fuller Field, Falmouth, Massachusetts, and game number 9 here for the Red Sox. Trying to snap a skid. Haven't won since Friday. So this day number 5 that they've been winless. Dropped the doubleheader in Katuitt on Sunday. A tie against Brewster, 4-4 yesterday as well. And so a couple different things sprinkled in there, TJ.
Yeah, a couple of games, especially the one yesterday versus Brewster. A couple of missed calls at home plate, a bobble in the infield, and a run, ends up after 9 innings. Another unfortunate time where there's no lights at the field and you got a chance to go to extras and you still feel confident that you win because you've been ahead the whole game, but then the game just gets called due to daylight. It's happened a couple of times this season. And over the weekend, that trio of very ugly losses first to Falmouth, these Commodores, and then a doubleheader at Katuitt. It's looking to just bounce back this week.
And that'll do it for Brant Herter. Call to the bullpen here for Scott Pickler in the bottom of the 6th inning. Brant Herter's day is done, and Pick escorting him into the third base side dugout with a conversation here, but a terrific game for Brant Herter. His team leads it 1-0 as we go to break. Bottom of the 6th, new pitcher on the bump for the Red Sox. They lead it 1-0. Chandler Fidel, the new Red Sox pitcher, and another lefty out on the mound for YD, taking over for Brant Herter after a terrific outing. 5 innings pitched, just 1 hit allowed. He is responsible for Will Brennan over at first base here with no outs, but as it stands right now, no runs, and his team with the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, Chandler Fidel now on the mound for the Red Sox, an ERA over 7 so far this season in 2 games. Started one of them on Sunday in Katuitt, the first game of that doubleheader. 4 innings, struck out 6, allowed 4 runs, mostly due to that bad third frame that they had against the Kettleers.
So Fidel faces Logan Davidson, the first pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Nothing from the right-handed hitting Davidson. Brennan, a runner on first base. His first time aboard here this evening. Fidel working from the stretch, kind of holds that glove at the back ear as he throws over to first in time. Holds the glove at the back ear with the ball still in his left hand, not in the glove, and then brings it to a set. Kind of an odd look from the tall left-hander. Fidel from Arkansas Little Rock, another 6'6" lefty for YD. The 1-0 swung on, and a line drive down the left field line twists foul, and the count evens at a ball and a strike.
Now, well, Scott Pickler saw how much success his first 6'6" left-hander Brant Herter's having against this Falmouth lineup. We saw that pitching line that Fidel had on Sunday. Doesn't look that great, but he pitched a lot better than the numbers show.
Davidson waggles the bat across the plate. 1-1. Breaking ball. Called a strike on the outer third. Just kind of dipped below the letters at the last moment. Brennan at first base gets his lead. With no outs here in the bottom of the 6th, the Commodores trail the Red Sox 1-0. Davidson steps in, throw over to first, and Brennan back easily. Flag down the first base sign, waving out toward left center field. Fidel sets. 1-2. This one swung on, popped up into shallow left center. DeLuca there gives way for Quinn Cotton, the left fielder, and he makes the catch.
Kind of an odd play and not how you want that to play out. Cotton taking charge, playing out in left field. That is DeLuca's ball through and through. And, Cotton has to cut in front of DeLuca to get to that baseball. Much easier play for Johnny out in center. But nonetheless, an out is recorded. 1 down.
Here's the 3-man Steven Williams, just his second game played here for the Commodores. So far, 0 for 1. Hard line out, though, to Andrew Martinez at short. 1 out, runner aboard. The first pitch. Breaking ball. Called a strike. This one at the knees.
He had Williams flinching on that one. You saw as soon as that ball left Fidel's hands, he's turning away from the pitch, and the ball just breaks off over the plate.
Fidel working from the stretch. Sets, throws over to first. Brennan back in time. Fidel, lefty on the third base side of the rubber here for YD. So the sun continues to set. A lot of cloud cover over the field. Lights in full effect here. Another throw over. Brennan back in time.
That was pretty close over there at first base. Changes it up, picks up his leg, and whips a sidearm throw over there to first. Just not in time.
Fidel sets. Another throw over. Brennan back on his feet. So the three-man Steven Williams at the plate. Lefty on lefty matchup here between Fidel and Williams. As Fidel sets at the belt. 0-1. Breaking ball dips below the knees, misses. A 1-0 lead for YD here over the Commodores. Second meeting of the season. Second of 4 between these two teams. Fidel from the stretch, the 1-1. Breaking ball again, called strike, sitting at the knees. Fidel in the driver's seat, here with 1 away, bottom of the 6th.
He's got that curveball working. You can see when he throws it, he's just got so much confidence with that pitch. See if he goes back to it here with 2 strikes.
Brennan off of first, led off the inning with a walk. The 1-2 offering. Breaking ball tipped in and out of the glove of Kerner, and Williams just stays alive. Outfield straight away for YD. Infield the same with 1 out. Home half of the 6th inning and a 1-0 lead for the Red Sox over the Commodores as Fidel sets. Looks at first. The 1-2 delivery. Swung on slowly. Between the mound and third. Quintana charging in and out of his glove. Slow developing play off the end of the bat on somewhat of a check swing. Williams just kind of tossing the bat head out there. Got it past the mound. Quintana couldn't field it cleanly.
Now batting, the first baseman.
We'll see. Is that a hit or an error for Nick Quintana?
Sims.
I think they're going to give him a hit on that one. Both hits today for the Commodores. Slow rollers off the glove of Nick Quintana.
So that brings up the 4-man, Davis Sims. Sims 1 for 2, a single. The infield, the first pitch. Breaking ball called a strike on the outer third. Runners on first and second here for the Commodores. Most threatening they've been here so far tonight. 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. It's Brennan off of second. Williams off of first. The 0-1. Breaking ball stays low and away. Brennan at second base led off the inning with a walk, and that was it for Brant Herter. So Herter still responsible for Brennan. As Fidel peeks at him, throws over to second, but Brennan back in time.
Some velocity on that throw out to second. Fidel working really hard to keep Brennan close to the base, whether it be at first base or second.
Sims waves the bat over home plate. Now the right-hander's ready. The 1-1. Fastball in the dirt, scooped up there by Kerner behind the dish. Some more action down the left field line bullpen for the Red Sox. Dashbach off of first, not holding on Williams. Govern, the second baseman, toward the bag there to keep Brennan close. And as Fidel comes set at the belt, looks at second. The lefty with the 2-1. Breaking ball just misses outside. And now 3-1 on the 4-man Davis Sims.
You got to wonder what would happen if Kerner, who as soon as that pitch came in, jumped up and faked a throw down to second, but it just held it there. Might have gotten called a strike. Looked pretty close.
Time called by Sims as he wipes some dirt away from the right eye. That kind of hunched over. A big moment in this ball game. Bottom of the 6th, the 1-0 lead for YD. Runners at first and second for the Commodores, just an out. Fidel ready on the third base side of the rubber. Now sets at the belt as Sims steps back in. The 3-1 on its way. Off speed, stays up and away, and Sims walk. The bases are juiced here for the Commodores with just one away in the bottom of the sixth.
Yeah, well, Fidel, last two curveballs pretty close to the strike zone. Surprised they weren't called strikes by Rich Sarney behind home plate, but his taste not in the strike zone. So now bases loaded, just one out for Falmouth.
It's the five-man Kyle Stowers. Fidel now to the windup with the bases juiced. Tying run at third base. First pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Stowers wanted 4 runs with that swing. Corners just behind the bag. Middle and double play depth here for YD. Just an out, bases juice. They lead things 1-0 as the lefty Stowers calls for time. Settles back in. Fidel winds the 0-1. Breaking ball. Tapped up the first base line. Foul. Touched up by Dashbach, and Fidel in the driver's seat now. No balls and 2 strikes.
Fidel can navigate his way out of this one. I know it's just going to be really deflating for the Falmouth Commodores. They entered this game after a week in a game. 11th in the league in runs per game. 9th in the league. And then 10th in batting average at .220.
Bases juiced, 1 away. The 0-2. Misses outside. Snap throw down to third. Just back in time there from Brennan. Rudy Fernbach, the emphatic call between second and third base. Positioned behind the pitcher's mound. Had a good look at that one. Now ball and 2 strikes on Stowers. Lefty on lefty. 1 away. Bases juiced. Bottom of the 6th. 1-0 YD leads. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Breaking ball in the dirt. Sweeping from inside to out. A big out number 2. You can kind of feel that long exhale from the third base side dugout and pick back out. Might make another move here with 2 away.
Yeah, I got to go get a righty here for the right-hander Cannon, but Chandler Fidel has had master control of that curveball here in the 6th inning. He's probably thrown his curveball more than his fastball. This pick will take the ball from him, and he will walk back to the YD dugout. He did his job.
So that's it for Chandler Fidel. Leaves the bases juiced, got a big out, and YD another call to the bullpen. Sam Kessler, a righty, in for the Red Sox. We'll step away for a moment. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. First righty of the evening on the mound for the YD Red Sox. It's Sam Kessler from West Virginia, 6 foot, 205 pounds. He's appeared in 2 games for YD out of the pen. Hasn't allowed a run in 3 2/3 innings pitched, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 2 hits, and here with 2 away in the bottom of the 6th, the bases are juiced. No room for error here for Kessler. Brandon Pelter with TJ Mathewson at Gov Fuller Field, home of the Commodores. They trail by a run here. It's the 6th man, Cam Cannon, 0 for 2 today here, settling into the right-handed batter's box. Kessler looking in, glove tucked in that front shoulder, now sets just below the chest, the first pitch. Stays low in the dirt.
first right-hander the Commodores have seen today. Let's see how much that'll affect their approach.
Commodores trying to tie this game up, take the lead here in the bottom of the sixth. They trail it 1-0 as Kessler sets the 1-0. Called a strike just below the letters, inner third. And the count evens here with 2 away, home half of the sixth. And the bases are juiced. Will Brennan started things out with a walk. That was the end of the night for Brant Herter. Then a single and a walk to load him up. The 1-1 swung on the ground. Left side, Quintana gobbles it up, fires to second, and Govern there to record the force out. So a trio of Red Sox pitchers are needed here in the sixth inning, but they work into and out of some trouble through 6 at Gov Fuller Field. YD on top of Falmouth, 1-0. You're listening to Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top 7, a 1-0 lead for YD over the Commodores. Red Sox only run coming in the first inning. A double from Quinn Cotton to reach, and then Andrew Dashbach, a 2-out RBI double. Scoring Cotton, that's the lone run of the game. YD with some terrific pitching. Brant Herter, 5 innings of 1 hit ball, 7 strikeouts to go along with that. Then Chandler Fidel came in, got himself into a little bit of trouble, allowing a single and a walk to load things up after Herter left with a walk and a runner aboard. Sam Kessler came in to retire the Commodores. Bases loaded. Here's Noah Campbell, the one man. First pitch from Cronin, misses low and in.
Now Noah's still looking for that first YD hit of the summer.
Campbell, the left-handed hitter, versus Cronin, the righty. Fastball misses upstairs, and Campbell in the driver's seat, 2-0. Cronin from the windup, first base side, the 2-0. Catches the outside corner, called a strike. Cronin winds and delivers the 2-1. Fastball misses up and away. Here Campbell trying to reach to lead off this inning for the Red Sox. They had a leadoff runner back in the 6th. That was Reese Albert who singled for his first YD hit. Here's the 3-1. Misses inside. Campbell aboard with the walk to lead off the top of the 7th.
Now batting the center fielder from Oregon, number 16, Johnny DeLuca.
Johnny DeLuca up here for the YD Red Sox. Another lefty at the top of this order. And time called. Another mound meeting here for the Commodores. This will be Mike Landry, the pitching coach, making the trip, looking down at the bullpen. The Commodores will make a change. No outs, top of the 7th inning. YD the 1-0 lead, and a call to the bullpen here from the Commodores. You're listening to YD Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Carson Spires from Clemson now out on the mound, warming up after the Red Sox leadoff man Noah Campbell reached due to the walk. Whitey, the 1-0 lead here in the top of the 7th inning. The Red Sox would love some insurance runs here in the latter third of the ball game. Pretty much no sun left here at Gov Fuller Field. Lights in full effect. Brandon Pelter here with TJ Mathewson, and we thank you so much for joining us here on this Wednesday evening. Spires last season with Clemson,
number 29,
a 2.08 ERA in 29 games out of the bullpen, 43 innings pitched, just allowing 10 earned runs, 39 strikeouts. So Johnny DeLuca steps into the left-handed batter's box. He'll face the tall righty. Throws over to first. Campbell back safely. Spires standing 6'3", 210 pounds. And now when the righty comes set at that first base side, straightens out that front leg completely. First pitch. Just misses inside here. That's the call from home plate umpire Rich Sarney. Johnny DeLuca so far today 0 for 3. The 1-0 misses low and away, and 2-0 here for the lefty DeLuca. DeLuca taps the plate. Spires comes set at the chest, straightens out that front leg. The 2-0. Fastball clips the inside corner at the knees, called a strike. 2 balls and a strike, no outs, top of the 7th. The 1-0 lead for the Red Sox. That run coming with 2 outs in the first inning. Spires sets, Campbell off of first, throws over. Campbell back easily. Flag waving out toward left center field. Now swirling around a bit, nearing 8 o'clock. Campbell off of first. Here's the 2-1. Runner goes, hit and run, fouled though up the first base side.
Would be surprised if they go right back to that hit and run here with 2 strikes. We've already seen it once today. We've seen it a lot of times throughout this season.
2 balls, 2 strikes. No outs in the top of the 7th. Whitey, the 1-run lead. DeLuca into the left-handed batter's box. Spires staring home, now sets. 2-2 offering. Swung on and missed. Struck out DeLuca. Took a little something off it there for the first out.
Just challenged him up at the top of the strike zone.
DeLuca
not able to change his eye level, get the bat head up there.
Quinn Cotton.
Here's Quinn Cotton, who doubled and scored the lone run of the game. That back in the first inning. He's 1 for 3 here. Spires sets with Campbell off of first. Throws over. Paying plenty of attention to Noah Campbell over there at first base. Campbell at South Carolina. 7 of 8 swiping bases. Milwaukee Brewers draft pick also in 2017. The first pitch to Cotton, called a strike on the outer third. Coming into the day, Quinn Cotton with hitting .345 for the Red Sox. Add 2 triples in there as well. The 1-0 swung on and bounced up the middle past a diving Davidson. Runners on first and second here, just 1 away for the Red Sox, and the mighty Andrew Dashbach coming up to hit.
Cotton sends that ball right back where it came from. Skips on the dirt. Davidson missed it by inches. Thought he had it there for a second, but just trickles into center field, and Whitey in business here in the 7th.
So quick trip there from Handley out to Spires. And Dashbach stares that pick on the third base line. Now steps into that right-handed batter's box. Clears a little dirt at the back of the box. It's Campbell off of second with speed. Cotton on first, speed as well. 1 out, top of the 7th, the first pitch. Breaking ball. Called a strike there to Dashbach. We've seen him send plenty of balls out of ballparks during his collegiate season, and BP as well showed off a lot of power and had the swing here earlier today. The 0-1 swung on and chopped to the third baseman, Cannon, who fires the second for one onto first in time. 5-4-3 around the horn. The Commodores turn the double play and work out of trouble. For YD, no runs on a hit, and one man is left on base. 1-0. YD leads Falmouth through 6.5. You're listening to Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Baseball.
One nothing home half of the seventh between YD and Falmouth. The Red Sox on the road at Gov Fuller Field, and they have the lead here late this one. Brandon Pelter with TJ Mathewson, and TJ a change for YD at third base. Nick Quintana is done here, and Luke Waddell steps in as the defensive replacement. But we've seen a great pitching duel here tonight.
Yeah, it's been a real treat to watch. First, starting off with the tall, lanky left-handers for YD, Brant Herter, Chandler, Fidel, absolutely spectacular. And then Politz outside of that first inning, along with Declan Cronin, lights out for Falmouth.
So Sam Kessler, the righty, still on the mound, the lone righty to pitch here tonight for YD, and he'll face 7-8-9 Maverick Handley leading things off here in the home half of the seventh. YD 1 run on 6 hits. They made an error, and Falmouth no runs on 2 hits. The first pitch out of the line from Kessler, called a strike on the inside corner. Kessler, the right-hander, winds the 0-1. Called a strike. Handley wanted to pull the trigger, started a bit, and then stopped, and he's now down 0-2. Dashbach well off the line over at first. Kessler with the 0-2 delivery. In the dirt, and Kerner diving to his right to stop that one. Breezy night here at Gov Fuller Field. Wind swirling a bit. The 1-2 from Kessler. Misses down low, and Kerner couldn't hang on to it.
Goes back to that off-speed pitch twice in a row. And just can't get Handley to bite on it. Just that one diving down and out of the strike zone.
Handley calls for time here. Catcher 0 for 2, reached on an error back in the second inning. And here is the 2-2. Misses low and in. His count runs full here to the leadoff man in the home half of the seventh, Maverick Handley. Payoff pitch. Swung on off the end of the bat to the left side. Martinez to his left, fields on to first in time. A head first slide from Handley. Doesn't really do the trick. One away.
Yeah, that one, a slow dribbler out to Martinez at short. He fielded it in plenty of time, and Handley just hustling down the line. And interesting, you don't see, like, especially on routine plays like that, trying to dive into first, get a hit.
Little grit there from the catcher, although it's proven that it actually slows you up a bit diving into the first base bag. Here's Logan Foster. settling into the right-handed batter's box. The first pitch, called a strike. Foster 2 strikeouts, 1 swinging, 1 looking here tonight. The 0-1. Swung on and spliced foul down the first base line. A weird backspin on that one. Almost bounced back into the field of play.
Yeah, had the dirt been extended a little farther down the line, that would have kicked back into fair territory.
So no balls and 2 strikes. Another Red Sox pitcher ahead of a Commodore batter. 0-2 offering. Swung on and missed. This one down low. And out number 2 in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, went it back to that off-speed pitch that he was throwing Hanley that couldn't get him to bite on it, but Foster chasing at that one down below the strike zone right at his shins. Route number 2.
This brings up the 9-man Hayden Cantrell 0 for 2 tonight. Left-handed hitter, right-handed pitcher. First pitch. Misses away. Whitey the 1-0 lead here. That 1 run coming back in the first inning. 2-out RBI double by Andrew Dashbach. Here's the 1-0 from Kessler. Paints that one on the outside corner at the knees. Called a strike. Kessler, middle of the rubber, working from the windup here. He's ahead, a ball and a strike with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Up above the letters on the outer third. Two-one on its way. On the outer third, called a strike.
I'm Kessler. I got to go right after Cantrell here because after Cantrell standing on deck, top of the batting order, Will Brennan, the center fielder.
Kessler shakes the head no twice now. And into the windup, the 2-2. Called strike 3. Outside corner. And that one painted there from Hayden Cantrell. He sets down the Commodores 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 7th through 7. A 1-0 lead for YD. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Whitey looking for some insurance runs here in the top of the 8th inning. They hold a 1-0 lead here in a pitcher's duel over the Falmouth Commodores, and they'll do it here in their second try against Carson Spires. 5-6-7, due up. It'll be Andrew Martinez to lead things off for YD. And YD, doesn't really matter how it happens, but they need a win. Winless
leading off for YD
in their last few contests. Haven't won since Friday.
Andrew Martinez.
Going back 5 days now. Lost to these Commodores on Saturday, 8-0. Then got swept in a doubleheader at Katuitt. And the off day Monday lost yesterday 4-4, or rather tied yesterday 4-4 at Brewster. First pitch. Misses low here to Martinez. Lights in full effect at Gov Fuller Field here past 8 o'clock. Here's the 1-0. Misses away. This has been a quick game and certainly what you'd expect with a pitcher's duel. Just over 2 hours to get to this top of the 8th. Spires working from the stretch, the 2-0. Misses down low here, behind the leadoff man here in the top of the 8th. 3 balls and no strikes.
I haven't seen too many 3-0 counts today. Both sides, the pitching staffs have been incredibly efficient.
3-0, called a strike on the inner third. Both teams just 2 wins. Here's the 3-1. Swung on, popped up on the infield. 3 men come together, but it's Davidson that calls everybody off, and the shortstop makes the catch on the infield grass for the first out.
Now batting the right
Like
fielder
that pitch just
from
got
Florida
in
State,
on
number
Martinez,
11,
jammed him a little
Albert.
bit, and got under it, skies it out on the infield.
Reese Albert, his first hit as a Red Sox player in his last at-bat up the middle to start out the top of the 6th inning, but then thrown out on a ground ball to the left side, trying to go from second to third. Lefty ready to go. Spires sets. First pitch. Breaking ball busts inside. Spires from Florida State making his first appearance here with YD. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Count evens at a ball and a strike with 1 out in the top of the 8th. YD the 1-0 lead. That 1 run coming in the first inning with 2 outs. Spires sets the 1-1. Swung on and driven out to deep left field. Stowers going back, and he makes the catch on what would be a warning track out there, but no warning track here at Gulf Fuller Field. So Albert driving that one well the other way, but allowed out number 2 in the top of the 8th.
Albert got barrel on that one, able to get it up into the wind blowing out towards left field, just did not get enough of it. Good catch by Stowers going back on his horse over his shoulder.
Oh, here's Jimmy Govern, the 7-man for YD. 0 for 3, but reached base on the fielder's choice that retired Albert. First pitch, fastball low and in. YD would love to add some insurance here late in this one. Top of the 8th, they lead at 1-0. Looking for their first win since Friday, June 15th. 1-0. Stays upstairs, another fastball. Two outs in the top of the 8th. Nobody aboard. And a 2-0 count here on Jimmy Govern. The pitch. Swung on and out to shallow right field. Williams charging in, slides, and makes the catch. Williams initially took a step back, then a long run in, and a nice sliding stop to retire Jimmy Govern and the Red Sox here on the top of the 8th. YD goes down 1-2-3, but through 7.5, the Red Sox the 1-0 lead. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom 8, Commodores looking for a run. They trail the Red Sox here 1-0. Brandon Pelter with TJ Mathewson. TJ, we've gotten through here 7.5 in about 2 hours and 12 minutes. And surely that's what happens with a 1-0 game.
Not a whole lot of hits, not a whole lot of runs, just one coming all the way back in the top half of the first inning.
Leadoff man Will Brennan to lead to start out here in the bottom of the eighth. Looks at the first pitch that makes its way to the backstop.
And for Falmouth, not a whole lot of hard contact today. Both of their hits recorded today coming off the glove of Nick Quintana at third base.
The 1-0 from Kessler misses just away. Kessler, the righty, working out of the windup to the lefty. Will Brennan, the one man here in the Commodores lineup, and leading off in the bottom of the eighth. Kessler on the third base side of the rubber winds and delivers the 2-0. Fastball well outside, behind the one man. Some more action in the YD bullpen. Here's the 3-0. Misses outside, a 4-pitch walk to Will Brennan. He's aboard with no outs in the bottom of the eighth.
Yeah, Kessler showing that pinpoint control back in the seventh inning.
Now batting.
But there to Brennan, nowhere near the strike
16,
zone.
Logan Davidson.
So the two-man Logan Davidson now up at the plate. Another left-handed hitter for the Commodores. 0 for 2 tonight, but reached on a walk back in the first. Brennan leads off of first. Kessler peeks at him. Now the righty sets just below the chest. The first pitch. Check swing. Home plate umpire says yes, he did. Commodores dug out on the first base side. Wanted to check out with the field umpire Rudy Birnbach behind the mound at second. But that won't come. Throw over to first. Brennan back in time. And we saw a lot of that the last time he was on the base paths in the sixth inning. Bases became loaded. Brennan made his way all out to third. But Sam Kessler, who's on the mound now, came in and worked out of some trouble. So Kessler now back out on the bump. Logan Davidson taps the plate, and the lefty here ready as Kessler sets below the chest. The 0-1. Swung on and missed. Some movement on that one, dipping down below the knees. Kessler ahead here, no balls and 2 strikes with no outs and a man on first in the bottom of the eighth. Kessler sets. 0-2, runner goes. And a half-hearted attempt from Will Brennan. Faked the run and made his way back after that one missed well outside. Count 1-2. No outs, bottom of the eighth. A 1-run lead for the Red Sox over the Commodores. Thank you all for tuning in. 1-2. Tapped right back to Kessler. Fires to second for 1. Martinez over to first in time. 1-6-3. And just like that, the base is cleared 2 away in the bottom of the eighth.
Kessler didn't have to go anywhere for that one. Ball gets dribbled right back high to his left, fields it, throws on over to Martinez. Easy turn for the YD shortstop.
Another instance of the YD dugout just kind of exhaling, taking that deep breath. The first one came with the bases juiced in the sixth. They got out of that one unscathed. They have the 1-0 lead. Here's the 3-man, Stephen Williams. First pitch swing up the first base side, but foul.
Now batting, the right fielder from
like
Auburn,
it might have caught his
40,
right
Williams.
foot. That left swing, left-handed swing, taking his time getting back in the batter's box.
He's 1 for 2 tonight with a single in the infield. Was hit by a pitch as well. Taking an extended moment here. Practice cut for the lefty. Now he's back into the box. No man on thanks to the double play. Here's the 0-1. Misses down low on the outer third. 2 outs, bottom of the eighth, and a 1-0 lead for YD over Falmouth here in the second meeting of the season. The Commodores won the first meeting on Saturday, 8-0. 1-1 from Kessler. Paints the outside corner, called a strike. Again, the right-hander ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs in the bottom of the eighth. Kessler winds from the third base side. 1-2. Misses away. The count evens. Still a bit of a breeze at Gov Buller Field. Lights in full effect here. 2-2. Tipped and out of the glove of Kerner. Caught a good piece of him. The home plate umpire walking out to meet Kessler halfway, deliver the ball, and give Kerner another moment. Second time he's taken a hard foul ball tonight.
Looks like that might have gone off the face mask of Kerner. It's just life as a catcher right there.
Life as a catcher, life as an umpire. They understand the struggles behind the plate. They each get beaten up over the course of a season. That's why you see that mutual respect. So Williams back in the box. Ball put in play. Kessler winds, and here's the 2-2. Misses away, and the count runs full. The base is empty. 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Just a 1-0 game here. YD out in front of Falmouth. Kessler, the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed in the dirt. Kerner out and throws over to first in time. And Sam Kessler retires the Commodores here in the 8th. Heading to inning number 9, a 1-0 lead for the Red Sox. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the 9th and just a 1-0 lead here for the Red Sox on the road at Gov Buller Field facing the Commodores. YD trying to add a little extra here, some insurance in this game is Micah Lachak, the new pitcher out here for Falmouth, and his only appearance was against the Red Sox back in their meeting on Saturday. Pitched an inning of scoreless baseball, gave up 2 hits, strikeout as well. So Luke Waddell hitting here. He replaced Nick Quintana at third base. And his first at-bat here of the night. Michael Lachak, the right-handed pitcher, working from the windup here to lefty Waddell. First pitch. This is low and away.
Your attention, please, ladies and
Michael
gentlemen.
Lachak, 6'2", 205 pounds from Sam Houston State. The 1-0. Fastball clips the outside corner, called a strike. That'll be 8-9-1 for YD here, trying to add some insurance. The 1-0 lead here, top of the 9th. 1-1. Swung on, popped out of play behind the plate, up the third base side a bit and into the trees behind us. Here, 1-2 on Waddell. Michael Lauchek winds the right-hander with the 1-2. Low and skips past the glove of Hanley to the backstop. YD in serious need of a win, TJ. Last one coming nearly a week ago. Last Friday, 2-2. Swung on right to the shortstop, Davidson on the ground. Fires to first in time for the first out.
Yeah, we're going to see if Scott Pickler decides to ride with the hot hand and keep Sam Kessler out there on the mound in the ninth inning. We're going to see we've seen him keep pitchers in there for multiple innings to finish out a ball game. We're going to see if Kessler gets that same treatment today.
Here's Adam Kerner, the 9-man. 0 for 1, hit by pitch and walked as well in his first 2 plate appearances. The first pitch swung on and missed. Breaking ball past Kerner. Sims well off the line over at first. Michael Lauchek, the 0-1. Swung on and driven out of play up the right field line and onto the basketball court. Now 0-2 here for the 9-man Kerner.
Just in case these squads want to play some 5-on-5 after the conclusion of this game.
Lone run for YD coming in the first. 1-0 lead. Here's the 0-2. Cued foul. Kerner spoiled that one. One out, top of the ninth. YD looking to add some insurance to their 1-0 lead. First meeting of these two teams at Red Wilson Field on Saturday. An 8-0 win for Falmouth. Here, YD trying to take one back. Michael Lauchek winds the 0-2. This one lined into plastic behind the plate. There's a chain link metal fence, but a piece of plastic, so the broadcasters in the press box can see out to the field. Not the first time a ball hit that. I'm sure it won't be the last either.
Yeah. Got to make sure everything up there is sturdy. His foul ball hits it.
Here's the 0-2. Called strike 3. Fastball outside corner. Kerner doesn't love it. Quick question there for the home plate umpire, Rich Sarney, and he walks away in second out.
Now batting, the designated hitter from South Carolina, number 14.
So that
Noah
flips
Campbell.
the lineup over one more time. It's Noah Campbell, still looking for his first hit with the YD uniform. Walked in his last plate appearance. First pitch. Low and away. Campbell, the left-handed hitter, out of USC, hit .270 with the Gamecocks. The 1-0. Swung on, this one driven out to left center field. Stowers giving chase in that one down and off the wall. Campbell around first. He's at second, turning. He's cutting for 3. Here comes the relay throw to third base. Safe. The throw gets past. Cannon at third, skipped under his glove, and a triple for Noah Campbell. That's a nice first hit for YD.
Yeah, once he saw that ball get down and in the gap, he put it into just another gear there. He was showing off some serious wheels. Coming around second, didn't even break his stride. Ends up over there at third. YD 90 feet away from getting a crucial insurance run.
Johnny DeLuca walked up to the plate. Now a pinch hitter here for YD. It's going to be Zach Ashford coming out of the Red Sox dugout. And here for YD, this is a huge run with 2 outs in the top of the ninth, just 90 feet away, could double their lead. All it would take is a ball that gets past Handley behind the plate.
Yeah, that's the kind of speed you got over there at third. And Scott Pickler liking the left-handed bat of Ashford over the left-handed bat of DeLuca right here. Ashford getting a rare day off today. Well, not a day off anymore, getting a chance to tack on another run for YD.
He told him in BP to be ready out on the bench. after DeLuca 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts in his last 2 at-bats. It's Ashford. Like we said, blazing speed from Campbell over at third, so any miscue, any ball that skips away from Handley, YD could add a 2-run lead. Right now it's 1-0. 2 outs, top of the ninth. A lefty Ashford settles in. First pitch called a strike on the outer third. Breaking ball there from Michael Jack. Still working from the windup here, the 0-1. Swung hit on the ground to the third baseman, Cannon. Up with it across the diamond, and a nice pick on the other end. Sims, that's in time. And YD taking a 1-0 lead to the bottom of the ninth. Can they add their first win in nearly a week? We'll see. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball and the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the ninth, YD leads Falmouth 1-0. And the Commodores with one last try. Sam Kessler's pitched 2 1/3 of scoreless, hitless baseball. And pick goes to him one more time to face 4, 5, 6. Sims, Stowers, and Cannon due up here. Commodores trying to tie this one up or break the Red Sox heart and walk it off. So Sims into the right-handed batter's box. 1 for 2. The first pitch. Off speed, called a strike on the inner third. Sims with the first hit of the game for the Commodores, 1 of 2. It was a routine ball to Quintana, and he wasn't able to make a good throw. That took Dashbach off the bag. Ruled a hit. Kessler working from the stretch here. First base side of the rubber. Sets the 0-1. Misses down low. Sims thought about it. After about a quarter swing, pulled the hands back. 1-0 lead, YD with the lone run. Coming in the first inning with 2 outs. RBI double from Dashbach, the 1-1. Down low in the dirt. YD's last win came on Friday. 4-1 win over Harwich. We're at Wednesday, June 20th. Been 5 days since a Red Sox win, the 2-1. Called a strike. That slider swept toward the outside corner and caught it.
Yeah, and with every loss after that, just seems like longer and longer. It seems probably a lot longer than 5 days to the guys in that third base dugout, but 3 outs away.
Kessler sets below the chest, the 2-2. Swung, chopped up the ground, but foul on the third base side. It was Friday, that 4-1 win at Harwich, and then an 8-0 loss to these Commodores at home. Swept in the doubleheader on Sunday at Katuitt, an off-day Monday, and then a 4-4 tie at Brewster. Kessler comes set. Sims, the righty, is ready. Here's the 2-2. Tipped just below the glove of Kerner behind the dish. Sims making it a battle here in the first at-bat of the bottom of the ninth inning. Commodores looking for a run. YD trying to shut the door. Kessler sets. 2-2 offering. Cued back to the fence behind the plate. Fastball up high, and Sims just able to get a piece of it. Sims, Jeter-esque lift of the hand, calling for time, taps the plate. He's ready in the right-handed batter's box. The 2-2. Swung on, popped up on the infield. Right side, Dashbach is there, squeezes it for the first out in the bottom of the ninth. So the first out, a tough one for Sam Kessler. Now he faces Kyle Stowers. 0 for 3 tonight, the hat trick, 3 Ks. The lefty settles in. Whitey outfielders backing up just a bit here. 320 down the lines, 385 to straightaway center, the first pitch. Just misses, low on the outside corner. Stowers taps the plate. Lefty ready to go, as is the righty Kessler. Sets on the first base side, the 1-1. Swung on and fouled over our heads into the trees behind us, behind the plate on the third base side. No men on, 1 man out in the bottom of the ninth. The 1-run lead for YD over Falmouth. The 1-1. Swung and hit hard on the ground to Govern at second. Fields it. Flips over to first in time. The second out, and YD just 1 out away from win number 3 and their first win in 5 days.
Nice easy hop there for Govern at second. Ball hits the lip of the grass, kicks up to around his chest, makes it an easy play to get that ball out of his glove and throw it over to Dashbach for out number 2.
It's down to Cam Cannon. 0 for 3 tonight. Reached on 2 fielders' choices. The first pitch. Called a strike at the knees. All the YD dugout on the top step. Same with the Commodores. 1-0 lead for YD. 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. The 0-1. Swung on and missed. Took something off it there, and the Commodores down to their final strike. Kessler on the first base side of the rubber. Peers in. Waits for the right side. Nods the head yes as Cannon steps back in. 0-2. Misses low and away.
Really good pitch right there. He's loved using that off-speed pitch down and out of the strike zone. Just can't get Cameron to chase after that one.
YD the 1-0 lead, the lone run. A 2-out RBI double from Andrew Dashbach in the first, scoring Quinn Cotton. 1-2. Swung on and hit on the ground, but fouled the third base side. We'll do the 1-2 one more time. Bases emptied, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. The 1-0 lead for YD. Looking for their first win in 5 days. Kessler, the righty on the first base side of the rubber. Peering in, now comes set just below the chest. 1-2. Swung on and fouled again up the third base side. Commodores not making it easy here for Sam Kessler in the bottom of the ninth. Davis Sims put up a battle before popping out to the first baseman Dashbach. Then Kyle Stowers grounding out to the second baseman. Here's Cam Cannon. Kessler sets. 1-2 delivery. Swung on and missed. And Sam Kessler sets down the Commodores, the Red Sox, a 1-0 win. Their first win in 5 days, and a sigh of relief here early in the Cape League season. TJ, a big win for YD in an incredible pitcher's duel.
Yeah, absolutely. Sam Kessler coming in, putting an exclamation point on this game. 4 strikeouts, faced the minimum through, I believe it was 3 1/3 innings pitch he threw to close out this ball game. He was fantastic. Brant Herter, the starter for YD, also fantastic. His 5 innings and 7 strikeouts. This was the kind of game you wanted to see from YD in the bounce-back win. Sure, the offense wasn't there. Only 1 run, 7 hits. Probably could have been more. But it was a clean defensive game, and the pitching was lights out. 2 staples of this Red Sox winning ways.
It's Brant Herter that gets the win. 5 innings of one-hit ball. And we mentioned earlier that one hit comes with an asterisk. It was a routine ground ball to Nick Quintana, and the errant throw took Andrew Dashbach off the bag. No runs, 2 walks, and 7 Ks. He's the winning pitcher. The loser in a very tough loss, Scott Pollittz. 5 innings pitched, 4 hits. He only allowed 1 run here tonight, and the save goes to Sam Kessler. 3 innings out of the bullpen, came in with the bases loaded, worked out of that jam, and mowed down the Commodores here late in this one.
Yeah, it was, like I said, the pitching we saw here tonight, a treat to watch, and that's got to feel, you can hear the cheers from the YD dugout. They are ecstatic to finally get back in that win column, get out of Falmouth on the right foot, and look to start a winning streak tomorrow at home.
The Red Sox 1 run on 7 hits. They made an error and left 10 on base. Falmouth, no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and they left 6 aboard. Red Sox pitching dominated the night here, and they were able to script across a run thanks to Andrew Dashbach. 2 doubles in a row for YD. Quinn Cotton followed by Dashbach to score him in the very first inning, and that the go-ahead run. YD, the winners, improve to 3-4-2, while the Commodores fall to 2-6. And this game wrapped up in just about 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 34 minutes. That's what happens when they're 1 run and 9 combined hits. It was a quick one, but YD back in action tomorrow. They are at home, and they will be hosting the Katuitt Kettleers. That tomorrow, first pitch at 5 o'clock, and
good chance at a revenge game right there.
Another big one after YD swept by the Kettleers this weekend on Father's Day. 5-4 walk-off win for Katuitt in Game 1, and then 11-3, the blowout in Game 2. TJ, what are you looking forward to tomorrow?
Well, they're going to have to do a better job of, once they get the lead against Katuitt, not have it all fall apart in one inning. We saw it in the doubleheader. It was one bad inning each game that would plague the Red Sox in the first game and the second game, and it would let the scores get out of hands. Believe it or not, the Red Sox had a lead in both of those contests. So, getting back off on the right track, you're finally back at your home ballpark after 4 days away from it, and a good way to, like I said, get back on the right foot, get a winning streak going, get that momentum going, turn around and put that first week behind you, start building some momentum heading deeper into the season.
YD with a big win, their first in 5 days. Final score again, 1-0 for my broadcast partner, TJ Mathewson. Brandon Pelter saying so long from Gov Fuller Field. We'll talk to you tomorrow just before 5 o'clock. Thanks so much for tuning in. Again, 1-0, the happy final for the YD Red Sox.